Do we need that light on or no?
Good morning and welcome to Shamanic Sundays. To answer your question that you asked right as we were going live was, do we need that light on? And I would say we always need a light on. In our hearts, in our minds, in our spirits.
Ooh, mercy.
And that is part of why we do Shamanic Sundays, to help you keep your light on. So no, we don't need that light on. I think we can see you good enough today.
Okay.
But we want to keep all of our lights on, literally and metaphorically, and keep our hearts open to receive light and to give light. So thank you for joining us today. And this beautiful Sunday morning, Shamanic Sundays, would you like to start us off with a prayer of gratitude?
Yeah, I'm grateful to the source of light, the great creative wisdom power of the universe, great mystery, Holy Spirit, Father, Mother, God, Goddess, Tao, Joe Schmo, whatever we call you. You are here now. You've been always, you'll be always, and you're giving us this gift of life and the gift of light, the gift of love, the gift of a human incarnation, the gifts of creation, the gifts of an opportunity and responsibility in this life to wake up, wise up, polish up the stardust that we are, and culture and nurture and develop, and the gifts that you've given us of medicine that each person, sacred person, carries as medicine gifts that need to be developed and shared with the world for the healing of the sacred hoop, the healing of the fear and the anxiety, the polarization, the perception of separation, healing of hearts, minds, and spirits, so that we can all show up and create and pass on a world of health and healing and beautiful diversity and respect and equity for all beings. May it be so. Oh,
may it be so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we got a question this week from Deanna. And thank you, Deanna. And the question is, who should do plant medicine ceremonies?
Who?
It's a pretty broad one.
Yeah. Well, Billy and Marsha, Sam, Ellen, Katrina, Kashambo, and Willy Wonka. Those are the specific ones who should do plant medicine, because they really need it.
I feel like when I was a kid and there was a show, it might have been Romper Room, where the teacher or something, she would like have a looking glass, and she would hold the looking glass up and she would peer out through it, and she would say, like, I see you, Roger. I see you, Deanna. I see you, Barb. And I was always like watching it going, oh, is she going to say that she sees Kimberly? And like, I think she did it once in the amount of however many years I watched it.
But, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold everything. Wait a minute. Let me just look. I see Kimberly.
Yay. And we see you. Thanks for being here, Robin and Heather and all of you. Thank you.
Who should take medicine?
So yes, back to the question of how do you know? Like, there's so many opportunities now, practitioners that are sharing plant medicine. So how does one know? Or maybe you've done it many times and you haven't in a while, and now you're wondering, you're kind of called back, but who should do plant medicine?
Well, I believe from my own experience through 60 years of working with plant medicine and 50 years of vision questing and paying attention to dreams and life experience, that we're all gifted with a deeper wisdom that's embedded inside of us through billions of years of evolutionary wisdom, that there are codes embedded inside of us, wisdom-based codes that contain information about what focus of attention we should put our thoughts into, or what focus of energy, which is intention, to believe and live from, what values, separation, materialism, serving ego, or thought forms based on the recognition of how we're all interconnected, and what we give to another, to the earth, to animals, to plants, we give to ourselves, and we give to our grandchildren. So there's this wisdom embedded inside of us, coded inside of us, that has, building again on your Vision Quest experience, a voice that said, I have all the answers you need. You just need to listen to me more. And so who are we going to listen to? Are we going to listen to ego? No. that only produces pain and suffering. Giving ego power to run the show and tell us what to base the determinant of our actions on, is serving ego or not. Serving souls, serving spirit, serving higher will, serving greatest good for all. So there's wisdom guidance inside of us when we activate it, those codes, when we take practical steps, which what shamanism is all about, the practices and techniques to activate those codes so we can access, hear, feel, get answers of how to live and meet the challenges of our lives. That will lead to helping us walk on our heart paths to completion in our lives, realizing the highest potential of our realization of what we're capable of being, doing, experiencing, feeling in this life. So when we get to the end of it, we look back and we can feel good about how we showed up and release with peace and gratitude and back into the great mystery. So that wisdom is inside of us, and we activate it. We can activate our access to the wisdom of those embedded codes in us. Number one, through intention. Everything starts with intention. So in the question of who should take medicine plants, who should take a psychoactive medicine plant, trust the wisdom that's inside of you. Trust the wisdom inside of you that knows what's for your greatest good. You can imagine a wisdom grandmother. You can imagine an ancient wisdom grandfather deep down inside of you. And if the desire or interest or curiosity comes up to open the doorways to deeper consciousness and deeper mind through the use of a psychedelic, a sacred power plant, medicine, hopefully in a respectful way, in a ceremonial way, that's based on humbleness and receptivity and appreciation for the wisdom elders who pass on the ways of right relationship, respectful right relationship with sacred power plants that come from Mother Earth. So if you feel a curiosity or drive to do that, then good for you. And honor that. If that's what you feel you'd like to do. But the truth is, you don't know whether it's for your greatest good or not. Your ego might want it, your desire might want it, your curiosity might want it. But the truth is, you do not know if it's for your greatest good or not, no matter what you're feeling. So go deep down inside yourself and go connect with that wisdom elder inside of you that does know what's for your greatest good. So that's closing your eyes, going in your looks within place, taking the elevator down all the way to the basement foundation where grandmother and grandfather wisdom is there, always there, waiting. It has the answers when you take the time to listen. So go to that one, that ancient wisdom one, and thank it for its being, thank it for its wisdom, thank it for its being there for you, and tell it what you're seeking. I'd really like to take some ayahuasca or some mushrooms or whatever it might be for you. And then ask that wisdom elder if it's for your greatest good or not to take that medicine. And don't be attached to the outcome, because that wisdom elder might not give you what your ego wants. It might give you a different answer. So don't be attached to the outcome, but just surrender with faith and trust, and then just listen. Just be with your own breathing in and out, and the still point in between, and just pay attention to the multi-dimensionality of your own being, all the different ways that wisdom elder might give you a response to your question. It might be through a sensation, a feeling, a voice, a vision, an image, all of the above, none of the above. But imagine when you drop a pebble into a pond, the pebble drops down, you can watch it drop down a little bit, and then gradually you see some bubbles come up from the bottom and ripples on the surface. So just wait for those bubbles of information, of energy coming up, in whatever in whatever way they may come up in you, into your awareness from that question you send down into the depths of your own being where the wisdom elder lives, and see what comes back. And if it comes back to say yes, then if you know somebody responsible who's doing this work in a good way, then reach out to them and find out about when the next journey is. You can do that with me. Email me if that's something you're interested in, or people who live in your area or that you know. And and then proceed slowly. Ask questions to that person that you feel called to enter into a journey with, who will be facilitating it, and pay attention to what comes back and to your questions, and pay attention how you feel about the person you're interacting with. And if you get green lights and all of that, then go for it. Buena medicina, good medicine to you. And remember the importance of starting everything with gratitude for the gifts of your life, which is what medicine teaches us about how to be more aware and thankful and respectful relationship with the gifts of grace that are always being given to us in the medicine plants and the ceremonies. And the elders who do the ceremonies with integrity, or anyone who does the ceremonies with integrity, gratitude for all of them and these opportunities that Mother Earth gives us through the wisdom of these plants to help us open up and remember that we're sacred, worthy beings of light and love, and our love is forgiving and receiving, and being alive in this moment to create responses to the challenges that open our awareness to love's presence and live love now in and through whatever relationship, interaction you're having in the moment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love how you said about when you have that question about if you should do plant medicine or not, psychedelic plant medicine, about going down into your and accessing and connecting with your wisdom elder that lives inside of you. I thought that was really beautiful, because I think so often we are looking for like a guru person out there in the world to like give us all the answers. And the reminder.
Here's my guru who gives me all my answers, along with my wife and other daughter, Nicole. They give me all my answers.
Someone has to keep them in line. But I love that, because it's just a reminder of like, we're all connected. We're all connected to the big N nature and to our own inner wisdom nature. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I would also add, asking, as you're deliberating, should I take plant medicine and enter into a plant medicine ceremony? Also asking the plant medicine, the spirit of the plant that's out there already, I think already kind of listening to you as you're deliberating, right? So
yeah, that's a really
go back to the, like, hey, whatever the plant is that you're feeling possibly drawn to, like put that prayer out to that plant. Like, is this the right time for me to want to, commune with you, connect with you? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. And it reminds me, build on what you're saying, that in the decision to take a sacred plant medicine, hopefully in a respectful way, humble way, that you're interacting not just with a physical substance, the material of the plant, but just as the deepest part of who you and I are. Is not our physical bodies or our egos or our ego stories, but it's our spirits, the essence of our being, our spiritual being, that came into this particular incarnation in the shape it is and personality, and it is, but the deepest essence part of it is their spirit. And so it is too with that plant that you're thinking of taking. And so when you're thinking about, if you've gotten that response from the inner listening of, yes, it would be for your greatest good to take this plant in a sacred ceremony, respectful way, then as you say, then start sending your energy to the plant, to the spirit of the plant, and thank it for its being. Because in fact, it's called you. You wouldn't have been thinking about it if the spirit of that plant hadn't called you and said, hey, given what you're dealing with in your life, I've got something that coming in intimate relationship with me can help you access some wisdom guidance for yourself and create a response to those challenging situations that open the doorway for you to do your part and working co-creating with spirit, response to the challenge that brings through fullest blossom and greatest good for all concerned. But that comes about through respectful relationship with the spirit of that plant, thanking it for its life, prayers for its families, for protection, because so much of life, if not all life, is threatened right now by the arrogant and ignorant ways that and hurtful ways we interact with the creative powers of life. All of life is threatened here. It's family. And as you send that energy
Wait, hold on one second. We just lost connection there for a second. So just circling back to as you're deliberating and listening and asking the plant medicine if you want to, actually enter into ceremony, you were saying send that energy out to.
Yeah, send it out to the plant spirit and thank it for its being. Thank you for its life. Thank you for its medicine. Thank you for its reaching out to you in your curiosity and desire to take that plant and send out prayers, create prayers for the protection of the plant's families because they're threatened. All plants are threatened. Just like all animals and all life is threatened by what we're doing to Mother Earth and treating her so disrespectfully and hurtfully. So when you send out those prayers of gratitude to the plant spirit, you're connecting with not just its physical body, but with its deeper being. And when it's those prayers and thoughts that you're sending are coming from your heart, they're not just empty words from your mouth. Like in any other relationship, the plant spirit gets that. Oh, this person's for real. They're sincere. They mean what they say, and they're coming from their heart. And so those prayers, they really care about me, and that is gratitude that's coming from me. And so that helps that spirit open up to working with you when you take it physically into your physical body, to open that Nayarika, that word the Huichols use, the sacred doorway, for that medicine to come through your journey that truly can, if you listen to it and you work with it and you do the work of integrating what you've been given to enrich your life and polish up your stardust to be able to shine the truth of who you are and why you're here, to be a channel for healing light and love out into the world, for healing of the sacred hoop. That's what we're all here for. That's what medicine helps us to do. And the plant's coming forward to help us to do that.
Thank you.
Right.
I was going to read a paragraph from Carlos Tanner, who do you know Carlos? No.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Worked with, what's his name? Well, works in the space. And he said, what ayahuasca does, what makes it possible for us to find out information in these other worlds and dimensions, is that it increases our sensitivity, so much so that the sensitivity to light in our eyes expands to the point where we include ultraviolet, infrared light. Now we can see the entities which reflect ultraviolet light. They're always there. Spirits are always there. And when your eyes are sensitive enough to light, you can see them. That is the beauty of ayahuasca. I feel scientists will soon recognize the presence of this power, which is at this time not understood and inactive. And it's inactive only because it's not recognized. Spirit is the primary vibrating, originating power. Oh. You may enter into spirit and use its power by the simple acceptance.
Middle Earth dimension. What do we want to co-create with spirit for our lives and for life on Earth? What do we want to co-create? Well, we haven't been doing such a good job of what we've co-created, so we need to wake up, see what we're doing to contribute to the mess we're in, see what we need to stop doing, and see what we need to start doing. And again, medicine work can help us to do that.
Yeah. And that, by the way, was from a book written in 2013. And I do think there is more and more scientific research now coming out that is, proving what our indigenous relatives who've been the keepers and holders, many of them in the past and many currently still are the holders of this information. Have you heard any recent reports that have gotten you? That's my dog in the background making noise. If you guys hear that, just any of the current scientific research that's come out around.
Almost every day about how responsible uses of the psychedelics opens up the doorways of connection in our minds that are ordinarily closed, and basically it's juicing the whole system. So almost every day I get science reports about the different effects of psychedelics on different parts of our brain. I don't remember those lineal things, but you can go on the internet and find them anytime you want. Just increasing understanding through Western mechanisms of knowing about what's taking place in our consciousness, in our brain, and our nervous system through the use of psychedelics, and how we can use those more use those potentials of realization when we come to them respectfully and humbly.
Oh, yep. Let's see. Any other thoughts on this? And or would you like to take folks on a little visualization to help them access that inner wisdom, ancient wisdom one inside of them?
How much time do we have?
We've got about 4 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So using these 4 minutes of being alive right now, letting our eyelids close and bringing awareness to breath, being breathed, sensing, feeling, listening. And with that breath flowing into us that we don't create, sending it down. There's a little four-legged adding its. There we go. Oh, yes. Woo! Yes. I think we're being encouraged by the four-legged.
Okay, I might have to
do this inner work of dropping down inside with gratitude, bringing gratitude down inside for the existence of a energy force, a spirit that was behind what you heard on Vision Quest several years ago. I have all the answers you need. I have all the answers you need. There's an existence, a presence of a consciousness in this universe that's in us and that we're in, that does in fact have all the answers we need. We just need to listen to it more. And I think the doggy right now is calling for us to listen to what it wants. It wants to go outside and run and play because he's been sitting here for an hour, half an hour quietly. So gratitude and prayers for all our four-leggeds, for all of us listening here. Thank you for the blessings in your lives, blessings on your life. Until next Sunday, vaya con Dios.
Yeah, and we thank you again for being here. And just like Mochi wants to get out and play, we hope that you can get out and play today, get out in nature. If you can't physically get out there, then drop in and let your spirit flow and go on a visit. Okay, we're gonna respond.
We're out of here.
All right.